don't remember the last time I felt truly excited to wake up. These days, mornings feel like rehearsals. I open my eyes, stare at the ceiling, and wait for the weight in my chest to settle before I move. There's no drama, no tragedy. I'm not crying. I'm not falling apart. But I'm tired. Deeply, deeply tired. It's like I'm here, physically, but emotionally, I'm somewhere else. Numb. Detached. As if I'm watching my life on mute. I'm 25. That age where you're supposed to have it figured out. You're supposed to be building your career, making real money, traveling, falling in love, maybe saving for a home. Me? I'm just trying to afford groceries without guilt. Sometimes I wonder, is it just me? Everyone else seems to be moving forward, getting promotions, getting engaged, buying their first condo. And me? I'm Googling how to feel less lost at 25. It's not that I'm ungrateful. I know I have it better than many. I have a roof over my head, a job, food. But sometimes survival doesn't feel like living. I laugh at jokes I don't find funny. I scroll endlessly. I reply I'm fine when I'm not. Some days I feel like a background character in my own life. And I don't hate life. I'm just tired of pretending I know what I'm doing. On paper, I'm doing okay. I have a job. I pay my rent on time. I don't have debt. Some might even say I'm lucky. I nod when people say, you're doing well, but inside, I'm quietly panicking. Because the truth is, I'm holding it all together with thin thread. One unexpected bill, one bad week, one mental spiral, and I'd snap. But I smile. I go to work. I answer emails. I say hi in group chats. I dress neat. I post a story with a coffee cup and a book. People see that and think, wow, you're doing great. But that's the thing, looking okay doesn't mean being okay. I've become so good at masking that sometimes I even fool myself. I work extra hours not because I'm ambitious, but because I'm afraid of being still. Because when it's quiet, everything I've been avoiding gets loud. Thoughts like, you should be further by now. Or, you're not enough. You'll never be enough. And the worst part? I don't even know who I'm trying to prove wrong. I chase this idea of being okay like it's a destination. But every time I get close, the finish line moves. And so I keep walking, smiling, nodding, pretending, hoping no one notices the cracks. Money is loud. Even when no one's talking about it, I hear it. It whispers when I open my fridge and it's half empty. It echoes when I check my account before tapping my card. It shouts when rent is due. I didn't grow up rich, but I also didn't realize how expensive simply surviving could be. No one prepared me for this. For choosing between groceries and a bus pass. Or for saying no to friends, not because I don't love them, but because dinner costs too much. It's not like I'm wasting money. I don't shop much. I don't drink out. I budget, but budgeting only works when there's enough to budget. Most of my money goes to staying alive, rent, phone bill, food, heat. There's no extra. No savings. No emergency fund. And every unexpected expense feels like a personal failure. Like last month when my laptop died. Or the week I got sick and missed work. Money didn't just stress me out. It made me feel small. Powerless. Ashamed. Sometimes I wonder how people my age are buying houses, having kids, building lives. And I can't even afford a dentist appointment without rearranging my whole month. It's exhausting. Not just to earn money, but to constantly feel guilty about needing it. I'm not greedy. I'm just scared. Scared that I'll always be one paycheck away from crisis. Scared that I'll never feel safe. I've always believed in keeping good friends close. But lately, even replying to a "how are you" text feels like too much. Not because I don't care, but because I don't know what to say. Do I say I'm fine again? Do I dump all the chaos I'm carrying? So I leave the message unread. Tell myself I'll reply later. And forget. Days pass. Then weeks. And suddenly, a close friend becomes a distant memory. We didn't fight. We just drifted. Life got loud. Money got tight. Energy ran out. I missed birthdays. Ignored invites. Declined calls. And yet, I still felt lonely. That's the paradox. You can miss people and still not have the strength to be around them. I scroll through photos of us, smiling, younger, freer, and I ache. Not just for them, but for the version of me who could show up. Some friends stayed, some faded, and some I let go. Not out of anger, out of exhaustion. I think that's something we don't talk about enough. Sometimes, growing up isn't about leaving people behind. It's about learning which connections can survive the quiet. The ones who understand when you go silent for months and still say, "I'm here." Every few days, my parents video call me. The background is always the same, the living room I grew up in, the same couch, the same calendar. My mom smiles and asks, "Did you eat yet?" My dad asks, "Work okay?" I always answer, "Yeah, everything's fine." And then we talk about the weather. Not because I don't trust them. I do. They love me. I love them. But there's a silence I can't explain. A gap that's not just distance, but language, generation, culture. How do I tell them that I'm drowning mentally when they survived war, poverty, and built a life from nothing? My struggles feel soft, and I'm scared they'll think I'm weak. So I nod, smile, say I'm busy with work, and never mention the nights I cry myself to sleep. Sometimes I wish I could tell them everything. That I'm tired. That I don't feel like I'm doing well. That I'm scared I'm failing at life. But we were never taught how to have those conversations. In our home, love is shown through food, reminders, questions like, "Did you sleep enough?" Not through "I'm proud of you" or "It's okay to not be okay." And I don't blame them. They gave me everything they could, but sometimes I wish I could come home, sit down, and say, "I'm not okay, but I'm trying." And have them just hold my hand and say, "We know." I know I shouldn't compare. Everyone says that. But it's hard not to when your phone shows you other people's highlight reels every single day. Engagement photos. Graduation posts. Just bought our first home, captions. I scroll and scroll, and somewhere deep inside, I shrink. It's not jealousy. It's grief for a version of life I thought I'd have by now. I start thinking, did I waste time? Did I make all the wrong choices? Even when I try to focus on my own path, I can't ignore how far behind I feel. Like life is a race and I've tripped at the start line, and everyone else is already halfway to the finish. No one talks about how heavy that pressure is. The kind that makes you question your worth based on someone else's timeline. It's irrational. I know that. We all have different paths. But tell that to the 2 a.m. version of me, lying in bed, comparing my worst days to someone else's filtered joy. FOMO isn't just about missing parties or trips. It's the fear of missing a life that looks easier, prettier, more certain than yours. I tell myself I'm on my own timeline, that I'm not behind. But some days, those words feel empty. Some days, I wish I could log out of life the way I log out of apps. Just pause, breathe, and stop racing. Some days I don't want to die. I just don't want to be here. Not forever. Just long enough to breathe without pressure. To pause the world, put everything on mute, and step out for a while. No emails. No bills. No expectations. No need to explain. I imagine lying in a quiet cabin somewhere, no phone signal, just trees and silence. A space where I'm not a friend, not a worker, not a grown-up. Just me. I know it sounds dramatic, but it's not about drama. It's about depletion. Because this exhaustion isn't just physical. It's emotional. Existential. I wake up tired, I rest, and I'm still tired. I laugh with friends, but inside, I'm empty. I cross things off my to-do list, yet feel like nothing truly matters. That's the thing about burnout, it sneaks in quietly. One skipped lunch becomes forgetting to eat. One missed call becomes isolation. And suddenly, you're functioning, but barely living. I used to judge people who disappeared for a while. Now, I understand. Sometimes, survival requires stepping away. Not to give up, but to gather strength quietly. If you've ever felt this way, I want you to know, you're not lazy. You're not broken. You're just tired. And it's okay to be tired. When I was younger, I dreamed big. I wanted to travel the world. Own a business. Write a book. Make a difference. But somewhere along the way, my dreams got quieter. Smaller. Now I dream of waking up without anxiety, of opening my phone and not dreading emails, of going to the grocery store without doing math in my head, of resting without guilt. I didn't give up. I adjusted. I survived. That's something people don't always understand. Shrinking your dreams isn't weakness, it's adapting to reality. When rent rises faster than your income, priorities shift. When burnout becomes your baseline, you don't aim for greatness, you aim for breath. I still want nice things. A stable life. Maybe even a home someday. But right now, I just want peace. Not success in the Instagram sense. Just the kind of success where I'm not afraid of the next day. The kind where I can breathe. Sleep. Eat slowly. Laugh without forcing it. And if that's all I manage right now, that's enough. I'm not special. I know that. I'm not the smartest, fastest, most creative, or most driven. I'm just a person, doing their best. And sometimes that feels like a flaw. Because everywhere I look, I see excellence. People building empires, going viral, starting movements. Meanwhile, I'm proud if I manage to do laundry and answer 2 emails. The internet makes it seem like we're all supposed to be remarkable. But what if I'm not? What if I'm just average? Is that a failure? Or is that enough? I get tired of performing, of constantly having to be on, of proving my worth through productivity. Some days, I just want to exist. Quietly. To make a cup of tea. Sit by the window. Call my mom. And not feel guilty that I'm not hustling. I think we forget being ordinary is still being human. You don't have to be the best to be valuable. You don't need 1 million followers to matter. Some of the kindest, most grounding people I know live quiet lives. And they matter deeply. So maybe I won't change the world, but I can still change someone's day. If you're reading this and you feel behind, lost, tired, this is for you. You are not failing. You are living. And living is messy, confusing, slow, sometimes silent. But that doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. Growth isn't always loud. Healing isn't always visible. Sometimes showing up Brushing your teeth, replying to one message, making coffee is enough. You don't need to have it all figured out. No one really does. You're allowed to rest, to not know, to change your mind. You're allowed to cry, to be soft, be still. Your worth is not measured by how productive you are. You matter even when all you did today was survive. You are not alone. Even if it feels like no one sees you, someone does. Even if no one says it out loud, someone is grateful you exist. So if today feels heavy, just hold on. Not forever, just until tomorrow. And tomorrow, we try again. That's all we ever need to do. Just try. Just stay. Just breathe.